You're watching SportsBeat.
Thanks for watching SportsBeat tonight. The anxiety of the NBA trade deadline has come and gone. The Utah Jazz roster remains the same. The players wanted to stay together, and they get their wish. Now's the time to put that behind them and focus on another playoff run. Just 2 games left before the All-Star break, including a rare Saturday matinee. The Spurs in town. Ricky Rubio heard his name in trade rumors. Relieved to move past it in the deadline. The legend Jerry Sloan is in the house. Former Ute Jakob Poeltl gets the start and slams in 2 of his 8 points. Some wondered how Ricky would play after the deadline. Well, he played well. But he always does against the Spurs. 16 points. Donovan attacking the rim. Spurs go for the block. Surprise! It's a pass off the glass to Rudy Gobert. Fans going crazy. Royce O'Neal provided a big boost off the bench. 17 points. Back to Ricky, the playmaker, making life easy for Rudy. He had dunks for days. Here's another one. Behind the back. And welcome back, Raul Neto. He's healthy. Setting up Royce O'Neal for the and one. Late in the third, Donovan wanted to drop the hammer. Didn't dunk it, but it still went in. Let's go to the fourth quarter where the Jazz put the hammer down on the Spurs. Royce with 4 threes. He was 4 of 4 from behind the arc. Jake Crowder, 9.6 rebounds and a big shot from the corner. The Jazz running away with this one. Joe Ingles puts Patty Mills on the floor. Joe with 11, and how about the exclamation point on this victory? Donovan to Rudy. Rudy had 21 points, 13 rebounds. Donovan with 23 points and 5 assists. The Jazz win the season series against the Spurs. Next up, the Warriors on Tuesday.
A little bit, you know, some guys got nap time around then.
No one got their nap, but we didn't do anything in the morning, so it probably affected the guys with young kids that woke them up early. But
WhatsApp was a full message, so I'm happy they could watch it and could enjoy it and watch us win.
We prepared for the game just similar to what we would do on a back-to-back, and I don't think it. Like I said, when you're in here, you don't know whether it's dark or light out. So.
Nice win for the Jazz. Now to college hoops. The Runnin' Utes seeking a Southern California sweep. They dominated USC on the road Thursday. Now they visit Pauley Pavilion, an historic place to face the UCLA Bruins. What a crazy game this turned out to be. The Utes living by the 3 early. Cedric Bearfield. He connects. That was followed by Donnie Tillman. 3 of the Utes' first 4 field goals came beyond the arc. But when they stopped falling, UCLA took advantage. Jules Bernard caps a 10-0 run for the Bruins, and later in the half, he gives UCLA a 16-point lead. Utah would cut into that lead. Booth Gotch and Bearfield with back-to-back threes. But the Bruins closed the half, scoring 7 straight, capped off by 2 alley-oops from Jalen Hill. It was 49-32 heading into the locker room for the Bruins. After trailing by 22, the Runnin' Utes would run back into this one. Riley Batten. He would cut it to 14. Then Timmy Allen. And 1. That cuts the lead to 10. The Utes have a shot here. Final minute, Parker Van Dyke cuts the lead to just 3? Are you kidding me? An 18-4 run for the Utes with 8 seconds left. Gotch cuts the lead to 1. And after UCLA made a free throw to go up 2, the Utes get 1 last shot.
Utah has done the unthinkable.
Are you kidding me? Parker Van Dyke, bullseye. From 25 feet, Utah comes back from 22 and wins on the road 93-92. What a win for the Runnin' Utes. All right, Weber State trying to get back on track in Flagstaff, taking on Northern Arizona. Jarek Harding had himself a game. Draining the 3. He was feeling it. 46-27 at that point. He had 29 points. Second half, another great play by Harding. Driving into the paint, he wasn't the only hot hand for Weber State. Cody John had 25. Yeah, the Wildcats are back on track. They win by 15. They're now 9-4 in Big Sky play. They haven't lost in Flagstaff since 2008. That's 10 straight wins against NAU in Flagstaff. A Big Thunder wants to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. We'll be your Valentine. You got it. Southern Utah hosting Idaho State. 4.5 left in the first. SUU's Cameron Aluyatan gives the Thunderbirds the lead in the second half, tied at 63. Dre Marine gives Southern Utah a 3-point lead, but on the next possession, Jared Stutzman would fire back with a 3 right in Marine's grill. Bengals would take the lead again. Andre Adams would put Southern Utah up for good, though, with the jumper. And the Thunderbirds now have a winning record in Big Sky play at 7-6. Gymnastics, Red Rocks seeking a 6-0 start, hosting Cal. A sore foot kept Michaela Skinner from competing in floor and the all-around, but she nails this vault. 9.95. She's all fired up. McKenna Merrill Giles of Pleasant Grove wins the all-around, fueled by this 9.925 vault. Kari Lee delivered a 9.925 on the beam. Red Rocks rolling in this one. This is Utah Milan Klausi. She's the daughter of Utah gymnastics legend Missy Marlowe. She gets a 9.85 on the beam. But it was Utah that wins the meet, a 6th straight score above 197. They're a perfect 6-0 this season. Utah lacrosse hosting Mercer in their second NCAA game. Josh Stout scored 4 times in the first period. This spin and fire puts the Utes up 5-1. Here's another rip by Stout. In the second, off the inbounds pass, Stout scored 7 goals. Great teamwork sets up Aaron Feldstead for a goal, and congratulations to Utah lacrosse. They get their first win as an NCAA program. The 17th ranked Utah women's basketball team hosting USC Friday night. Megan Huff with a swat. The Utes were led in scoring by freshman Drew Gilton. She was 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. Late in the second quarter, she attacks the rim. Tough layup for 2 over team high 24. But USC was on fire. 50 first half points for USC, led by Mariah Moore, who had 23. Final seconds, Utes down 82-80. A 3 for the win, but Moore, with the play of the game, gets the block. The Utes have now dropped 3 straight. They host UCLA Sunday at noon. Time for us to pay some bills. When we come back, a conversation with Utah State head coach Craig Smith.
And then everyone would say, well, wait till winter. And I'm like, you have no idea what winter is. I lived in North Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah, he's survived much worse winters. Learn more about the man who's turned the Aggie program around so quickly. Craig Smith was not a household name here in Utah when he was hired as the men's head basketball coach at Utah State. Aggie fans know who he is now, though, as the team has won 18 games this season, already won more than last year. And they're all alone in second place in the Mountain West Conference, one of the biggest surprises in the country. I recently had a chance to get to know Craig, who comes from humble beginnings. Stephen, Minnesota, population 600. What's it like growing up in Stephen, Minnesota?
You caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah?
That was good.
I did some research.
Hey, it was 906 when I was growing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I graduated number 2 in our class. There was 18 of us. I still couldn't get in the top 10%. I went to change it for the world.
Yeah.
You know, small little community. Everybody knows everybody. You know, my wife and I are both from there. My kids love it. You know, we have 4 kids of our own, ranging from 3rd grade to senior in high school, and so it's a family affair, and we love every second of it.
Get to go shopping in Winnipeg?
Not quite that far, but most people they go to Grand Forks, North Dakota. You betcha.
I was going to say, for someone to grow up in Stephen, Minnesota, and make it to where you're at is a significant accomplishment. What was the driving force to get you to this point where you're at now?
I've always believed in, you know, like they say in poker, if you have a chip in a chair, right, you always got a chance. And I have this with our team and talk to this with our guys, like there's always a way to win. There's always a way to be successful. There's always a way to accomplish what your goals and dreams are. But what are you willing to sacrifice to do it? Are you willing to put the time in to do it? You know, when I first started out, I got paid $1,000 at the end of the year, and I thought I hit the lottery. You know, it took me 4 years to make $20,000. And so, you know, you just got to grind and treat people right and try to do the right thing. I've been very fortunate that way, and my wife's been a big part of it. We got married young, and she was working 3 part-time jobs as a nurse to help support us through that stuff. So,
how does a coach in the Dakotas end up here at Logan? What was the draw for you to come here and coach this program?
Yeah, I coached in North Dakota 10 out of 11 years, and you can have empathy for me with that. You know, when I first got hired at Utah after about a couple months in Logan or in Cache Valley, everyone's like, so how's the adjustment? And I'm like, it's been amazing. And they kind of look at me like, really? And I'm like, no, seriously, it's been incredible. The weather here is, there's no humidity, no bugs. They love sports here. People are so friendly, very family oriented, which fits my wife and I's beliefs. And so, and then everyone would say, well, wait till winter. And I'm like, you have no idea what winter is. I lived in North Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota, and Minot, North Dakota, like you in Stephen, Minnesota. You know, Utah State really had a fondness in my heart before I was here. And I was an assistant at Colorado State for 5 years. I was at Nebraska for a couple, but when I was at Colorado State, UNLV and BYU, you know, BYU used to be in the Mountain West, and this was before Utah State was, and so I would do a lot of scouting, right? So I always had the scout for UNLV, and for various opponents that would come into the Spectrum and play, and you're watching a game here, and it's like, it was incredible. I mean, it was like a big party in the Spectrum, and some gyms get full, but you don't always feel how vibrant it is. In the Spectrum, you could feel it through the television screen. That really got on my radar from that point on. And so I always followed Utah State to see how they were doing. And then certainly they made the move to the Mountain West Conference, which was obviously like an upgrade in terms of a league. And you never wish ill will on anybody, but it was always a program that we had followed. And then as crazy as it sounds, next thing you know, the job's opening and I get a call and the rest is history, and we couldn't be happier.
We have more with Craig Smith coming up next. What has been the secret to turning things around so quickly in Logan, and how did he earn the trust of his players? Welcome back. Utah State will visit San Diego State tonight. A chance for the Aggies to get their 19th win this season and remain in sole possession of second place behind Nevada in the Mountain West standings. How is Craig Smith turning things around so quickly in Logan, and how did he earn the trust of his players? Well, I went to Logan to find out. What has he done to really turn this program around and help you guys get to the point where you're at now, where you're on the bubble for the NCAA tournament?
Coach Smith's energy is just so important. I bet you just talked to him and you couldn't get him to shut up because he just would ramble on and on and on after one question.
That's what I'm saying, right there.
Really, it's just contagious, and I think that his teams reflect his attitude and his energy, and you can really feel it as a team.
Good, good, good. Yes, yes, yes. Nice job. Good job on that.
How do you earn your respect?
The day he was hired, he met with us briefly as a team, and you could just feel, I mean, everyone talks about his energy and how energetic he is, but it wasn't just that. You could feel his passion, and you could feel how it is that you need to interact with the players.
So when you sit down in the first meeting with him as a team, you kind of think, okay, he's saying all these things, like, what does he really mean?
Being real with them, you know, you treat him like an 18-year-old man or a 21-year-old man, and don't treat him like a 2-year-old, right? You don't need to babysit and coddle him. And now, at the same time, as a coach, sometimes you need to be a drill sergeant, and other times you need to hug him. Yeah, Brock. Oh, Hercules, Hercules.
From our first workouts, he set the standard of how things were going to be, how practices were going to go, and how hard we were going to play. And
it was a struggle a little bit early on with what we were doing, and you know, at times they'd be looking over their shoulders when they made a mistake. I'm like, stop looking at me when you screw up. You know, you're going to make mistakes. Just play hard.
We were playing harder, and that he really cared about us personally.
Didn't take a long time for us to respect him.
Team on three. 1, 2, 3.
I remember the first time in a practice, someone fell on the ground, and no one went to go help him up. And he said, the next time that happens, no one goes to help him up. Like, you guys are going to regret it. And I remember someone else fell down, and it kind of wasn't a habit yet. No one goes to help him up. And the next thing I remember is just running for the next 10 minutes up and down, and him saying, like, we are together, we're brothers, we're going to pick each other up when someone falls down, and that's what we do now. If you ever see anyone in practice fall over, or even in a game, you'll see 5 players sprinting to help them up, and that's just kind of the epitome of this team. Is we're here to pick each other up, we're here to play together and play as a team, and I think that's the moment that I really gained respect and trust for Coach Smith and what he kind of stands for.
Quinn Taylor for 3. How big was that?
Break the press, throwing the alley-oop to Ketta. Ketta's down low, throws down the dunk. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Miller for 3. You betcha.
You're supposed to be in 9th place. What are you doing, Coach? Why are you winning games? That's what's supposed to happen.
Polls are what they are, you know. I don't think it tells you how good you're going to be or how bad you're going to be, but I do firmly believe what polls tell you is the level of respect that your program has at that given time. Being voted 9th place, that wasn't like I don't think it was a motivating force or a crutch or whatever. Did it kind of maybe bother our guys a little bit? Maybe, but it shows that, you know, that's where we are in terms of respect, and now we got to go earn respect.
I had a friend before the season say, hey, do you guys got any difference makers? And like any of the new guys that are really going to help you out? And I said, I don't know, we're not sure yet, but we have a coach and we have a culture, and culture wins games.
We tell our guys, great teams and great players approach the season like you play one game 31 times, right? And average teams and average players approach the season like, oh, we get to play 31 games. And it's a bit of a play on words, but I think it's factual.
And here comes Diogo Brito out of it. 3-on-1, fast break to Ketta, throws down the dunk.
We might not have the most talented team on paper, but when a team plays so together and so hard at all times, I think that any team can be successful, and that's just what Coach Smith preaches. Is we're gonna be the scrappiest team for 40 minutes, and we're gonna be the toughest team for 40 minutes, and the toughest team usually wins. And Coach Smith is a tough coach, and I think all of his teams always just reflect kind of how the coach coaches his players and also his own personal attitude towards everything.
Now we love playing for him, and we love playing for each other, and I think that shows.
Again, Utah State takes on San Diego State tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. We'll have highlights tonight at 9 on the KSL 5 News at 9. Real Salt Lake took to the pitch Friday for their first preseason game. Not a bad place for a game. How about this? Aloha Stadium in Honolulu, Hawaii. How many of us would like to be in Hawaii right now? Taking on Iwaki FC. In the 25th minute, Park City's Sebastian Salcedo puts Real Salt Lake up 1-0. Bofo! What a goal. Tied at 1 in the second half. Nick Beasler scores on the rebound, and Real Salt Lake beats Iwaki FC. I think that's how you pronounce it, 2-1. They play again Sunday in the Islands, the Pacific Rim Cup. It's an 8:15 Mountain start. And yesterday morning, Brian Dunseth and Leo the Lion were on KSL to reveal Real Salt Lake's new 2019 alternate kit. The jersey features a redesigned RSL crest in claret red and silver, as well as a beehive with an 05 representing the year the club was founded. The team will debut the jerseys in their home opener on March 9th. I think they're cool, but they do look like the freaking shirt printer broke. RSL fans will get that. All right, up next, high school sports. Highlights of the 1A and 2A wrestling championships, and another battle between Green Canyon and Skyview comes down to the final play. A classic in Cache Valley next. The high school winter championship season is upon us. The 1A and 2A wrestling championships take place Saturday in Richfield. Millard took home the state championship for 2A. It's their 18th all-time, but their first since 2013. And Monticello won the 1A state championship, narrowly beating Milford 143-140. It's their 11th title in school history. Congratulations to both schools. All right, now to high school hoops. A rivalry is born in Cache Valley. Green Canyon knocked off Skyview earlier this year in Skyview's gym. A battle that went down to the last shot. Friday night was the rematch, and it lived up to the hype. Green Canyon jumped out to an early 7-0 lead, but Skyview's cold to board will bring them right back with back-to-back threes. Green Canyon's Carter Barish couldn't miss. He connects from deep to put the Wolves up 24-23. Next possession. The board dishes to Sam Phipps. He throws it down. Third quarter. The fun continues. Barish the steal. He's going to find McKay Jorgensen, but Mason Falslove says no. No, you don't. He rewards himself, takes it in for 2. Let's go to the fourth. Wolves lead 57-55. Kaysen Holbrook Extends the lead out to 5. Then Falza would get it going. He answers with a 3. Then Barish is going to hit another. He had 6 threes, 30 points for Barish. Falza, he's still cooking. He hits another 3. Future Ute. Bobcats down 65-61, 25 seconds left. The Wolves lead 68-67. Phipps forces a turnover. Malik Horman gives the Bobcats the lead. So they need a stop. Green Canyon goes to Barish, who drives, and he's fouled with a half-second left. He sank both free throws. Skyview misses the final heave, and Green Canyon holds on for the 70-69 win. What a game. Murray facing Olympus. Titans led 18-15 after the first quarter. Justin Waljasper keeps the Spartans in it with a pair of threes, but Olympus started to pull away. Final seconds of the first half, Rylan Jones, another future Ute, takes it himself and beats the buzzer for the bucket. He has 17, and in the second half, Jeremy Dowdell. Jeremy Dowdell would get rolling. He hit back-to-back threes. Dowdell with 35 points and an 88-54 win. Hunter and Kearns, last time these two met up, Wolverines came out on top in triple OT. Majok Quaff got it rolling with a two-hander, but Hunter kept this one close. Darius Jackson is still shake and bake. He hits the tray, keeps the Wolverines within 2. Then Quaff on the break. Quo Agua, the Cougars running away with it, up 21. And who else? Emmanuel Andrew Kwok slamming the door on this one. No triple overtime this time. Kearns with a nice win, 69-53. We'll have more high school sports coming up on SportsBeat Sunday. You know what else we have on SportsBeat Sunday? Puka Nacua, 4-star wide receiver, will make his college decision live on SportsBeat Sunday, 10:45. We'll see you then.